Hello, I'm William with Your Higher Connection. You could say I'm an energy coach. Today's topic, today's video is on something every single one of you can relate to. You're just at a different place right now in it, but it's on feeling fulfillment through what you're doing. Do you have the right livelihood? Do you have the right job? Are you looking at the job correctly? Maybe you liked it at one point, don't like it now. What's changed? What's going on internally that's making you feel differently? You could say you have a different energy about it. Maybe you're discovering what your job for the rest of your life is going to be and you're unsure. Same thing is going to apply here. And also, if you're a leader of some sort that is looking to find ways to motivate your employees, this is something that every single person has within them that will drastically help you help them or help yourself come from abundant energy, so to speak. So what is it? It's really simple, like all of the tools that I'll be sharing with you, yet powerful. Every single person on the planet Earth has, let's, for the sake of the word, suffered in some way, shape, or form, has had hardship, has seen suffering, has not wanted somebody else to suffer. Something, we've perceived this happen growing up. Every single one of us has had it happen at least once. So, how to feel fulfilled, how to feel energetic is within that statement. You're going to adapt uniquely to whatever you perceive to be suffering. You're going to build yourself in a way that's going to combat that suffering. Whatever way that you think is the best way, you're going to do this multiple different times, multiple different ways, but it's for the most part going to be to solve, to be what the world needs in your perception to fix this problem that you have felt has kind of always been there. When you are perceiving to be using this infrastructure that you've built mentally to be who you are, when you are perceiving that you're using it and it's helping somebody else not suffer, that's going to feel good. When you perceive that by what you're doing is helping that, and it's almost always using the infrastructure that you have built to combat that over the course of your life, so you have almost like a unique ability to perceive it and fix it than anyone else, because that's your unique perception of suffering and it's your unique way of combating that suffering, and you're going to be good at it. So you're filling this role that you built yourself to be. When you perceive to be filling that role, that's gonna feel good. It's gonna feel good. I had just spoken with somebody today that shares mine. So you can see a good example of how this works with a real person. He and another guy I've met recently, both, when we were younger, perceived that there is suffering around us, some way, shape, or form, and we also perceived that we were helpless. We weren't able to help with these things that were going on. For him, it was pretty like traumatic kind of things. For me, it was just all in my head for the most part. This other guy was very similar, kind of created it in his head. And so therefore, this feeling is always there to need to be what the world needs in order to solve what we perceive to be the problem. It's funny, all three of us are in a helping profession. All three of us feel very good when we're in that helping profession because we've built ourselves to combat the suffering that we saw in using the way we've built ourselves. Some people didn't attack it the same way we did. A lot of people have similar original things of like, I see suffering this way, so if I can just provide structure for people, you provide structure for people. It's not just that experience made you already were the person you are and you had unique skill sets already, and you use those unique skill sets to build yourself even better in that way. It was motivating. Backwards to go forward, the simple statement is to find out what feels good for you and will feel good for you the rest of your life is find out what suffering you had to combat growing up, and even as an adult or wherever you're at right now, find out what suffering you're combating and find out that you've already built yourself a unique way to handle that suffering, and you will continue to build yourself to be able to handle that suffering and use what you've built. Make sure you're perceiving that you are using that structure of some sort or building a structure to be able to do that. That's going to feel good. You need to be feeling growth in those areas, progress in those areas. That's fundamentally what's going to make someone feel as though they are vibrating. Oh, that person's got a lot of energy. What's going on there? Or that person doesn't have energy. What's going on there? They're perceiving or not perceiving that they're doing this. And it's unique to you. So you know you, I don't. You're going to be able to figure this out with that model alone. Just sit with it, think about it, and maybe ask friends to take you through the model too. It's really difficult for the mind to think through emotional and just any kind of emotional suffering of some sort alone. Our brain's not built to that. It's almost like a chemical comes into our head and makes it foggy. So we're not able to hold logic and the emotion at the same time because the emotion is over the top of the logic. So therefore, we kind of run away from that emotion and we build up habits to run away from that emotion when really we could have always have solved that if we maybe had an extra support to handle the emotion, and you can logically put it in and make them together so that you can fire with energy. William with Your Higher Connection, Energy Coach. Subscribe if you like this kind of stuff. Definitely comment. Let me know what's going on. Would love to get more of this stuff out there because I believe that we have a right to know how to live with suffering and how to live the opposite without suffering. We should know the rules, then you can decide from there what you want to do. Thank you.